Good morning, and thank you for continuing our discussion on this important staffing issue. There's an overwhelming cry for change from staff nurses on the medical surgical unit. The 1 to 6 nurse patient ratio and the recently implemented mandatory overtime has led to increased burnout and stress, less job satisfaction, and as you know, a serious decrease in retention. As nurses are seeking employment with other companies that provide more flexibility for them to fulfill family obligations and where they feel they're valued. Staff morale is at an all-time low, and I think everyone would agree that this needs to be addressed in order for the hospital to remain a viable resource in the community. Patient outcomes are suffering, and people will choose to go to a hospital where employees are happy and satisfied, because this also translates to a better experience for patients and families. Nurses feel that the current staffing policies put them at increased risk for medical errors, and that their patients are more vulnerable when their primary caregivers are fatigued. The consensus seems to be that a more desirable nursing ratio would be 1 to 4, and overtime should be voluntary. This, of course, will require additional staffing, and so the hospital would see a very minimal increase in operating costs. But with improved patient outcomes, better staff retention, and more job satisfaction, the overall revenue would increase. I would suggest that the staffing committee review staffing plans at similar hospitals, let's say in California, where there is a state mandate for minimum nurse-patient ratios, to get a better idea of how beneficial this would be for all parties concerned. Again, thank you for your time, and I really wish that the staffing committee would take my recommendations under review.